Magu Zian Show. Divine marijuana brings immortality. So, when you don't have the technical, I probably have this stuff on the computer somewhere, but I don't know how to do the in screen thing. I haven't taken the time to figure it out. So, I will do it the way I do it. But this is going to be a long video. It's going to be about an hour and a half long, and it's about the CHING and scientific book. Oh, oldest philosophical and scientific book, the CHING. Let's get it on. Let me see if y'all can see what I can see. See? Let's see. I don't think I'm close enough. Get a little closer. Okay, that's gonna have to be good enough. Good enough.
She's one of our great Tai Chi instructors. And we also have another instructor who is teaching full-time at the bilingual Mandarin and English program at Gateway School. So she could not be here with us today. But we would all like to welcome you today to the University of Idaho Confucius Institute's China and the Treasure Valley lecture series. This will be our first lecture of the fall semester, and we appreciate you joining us today. Thank you. This series is designed to give students, community members, faculty members, an opportunity to learn more about China and subjects related to China in a comfortable and informal setting. So thank you for being here today. And we have a great speaker lined up to speak with us today, Dr. Yo Chiang, and I will introduce him in just one moment. But first I would just let you know that we have a couple other events going on in the Boise and Treasure Valley area. After this event, later this evening, we have a Chinese movie night. We'll be showing Aftershock, or in Chinese, Tangshan Dati Zhen. It's a pretty good film, and we would love to see you there. It's at 6:30 upstairs, second floor. And beyond our movie night, we also do a Chinese food club once a month. Our next meeting will be September 30th.
Okay, let's
and we
Special.
Yeah, that's why I can do this live, because I can skip to the...
Scientific research, Dr. Yo Chang enjoys studying ancient Chinese philosophy. Scientific research, Dr. Yo Chang enjoys studying ancient Chinese philosophy, science, and technology, some of which you will get to enjoy right now. Please join me in giving a warm welcome to our China and the Treasure Valley guest speaker, Dr. Yo Chang.
A handheld microphone. Do we hear handheld microphone or look down?
Thank you very much for giving me this chance. Thank you. Yeah, as instructions, the physics is my specialty. I'm doing the condensed matter physics. Besides that, and my spare time, I read and actually doing some work regarding this earlier Chinese and philosophy, and that philosophy related to modern physics and modern science. So that's what I'm going to talk, and today is about the I Ching, and this is a Chinese word, Chinese word I Ching. So this is Chinese oldest and the philosophy and scientific word. So most people and heard about that in philosophy, but not so many people and mention this. Not only the philosophy and also scientific and meaning a lot of scientific and theory in there behind this. Okay. Does it work very well? Why?
That was connected to the other computer.
Oh, I cannot use this anymore. Then can I use this one? No, doesn't work either. Yeah. This is in my computer. No, this is here. This is mine. No.
I'll get Eric. I'll get him
Yeah.
back.
We're all stuck. What do you mean? No, at all. Stop. Cannot move it. Not working now. Okay. Somehow it's okay. Good. Okay. First, look at this and the picture. And there are four the old or river in the cultures. So you can see here, and you have Egypt, and then you Mesopotamia, and then India. So they're all related to the river. And of course, and one of them is China. China is based on the Yellow River and the Yangtze River. So the main Chinese culture is started from Yellow River. So later on, and then a lot of immigrations into the Yangtze River and developed a lot of old cultures and history in there too. So here I need to mention one thing, and the other three and old cultures is dead, but only and alive now is the Chinese and culture, because and now we still use the Chinese word, we still use and the characters and write the same and the sentences, and everything is there, right? Okay, here is the picture. You can look at it, and there are two rivers. One is here, it's called and Huanghe, that's the Yellow River, and below there, and this one is called Changjiang, that is Yangtze River. So, and the Chinese culture actually is and created in this area, in this area, in the Beijing and the Shandong province, and then say Nanjing, Shanghai, in this area. Then later on, they grow up and goes to the west a little bit and the north part a little bit. So that's so-called and the China, and in the Asian of China, and they said we, if you read these Chinese words, that's the Zhongguo. The Zhong means middle. So the Chinese, the king and every culture is we are the middle. So everything else around is and for us. So it's called the middle or center kingdom. Yeah. So now we come to the I Ching. So and I Ching now use these words. So why is that? Because and I Ching is created almost 5,000 years old. And but the first scientists who translated and the I Ching to the West country is this gentleman, Richard and Wilson. He is German. He is German. So if you read these words, now it's so-called I Ching. That's not right. If you read this, use the German, this is I Ching. So, and actually, if you use the Chinese words, it should be I Ching or Zhou Yi. So this is I Ching. Use the Chinese and pinyin. Then or 周易. 周 is that dynasty, and yi means change. Yeah, change. The Jing means the classic book. Yeah, book. That means it's the classic book about the changes. Yeah, about changes. So, and of course, and later on in 1950s, in this German book is translated into the English by and Venice. Actually, I have this book, the first version. Yeah, really, the same here, right? I have this book. So, and okay, that's what's the I Ching about. So, I Ching is talking about fundamental and very simple philosophy and what the people think about the world, how the world changed about that. So, and I Ching is a reflection of the universe in the miniature with 3 E. What the 3 E means about that. The first E is Chinese word means 简易, simplicity. Okay, so whatever the complicated word, the substrate, you can really use just and the two things, yin and yang, and to present those and things. So that is the root of substance, the fundamental law, and in everything in the universe is ugly and plain and simple. No matter how the substance and the truth and the complex some things may and appear to be. So this is 1 E. Yeah, 1 E. 3 is the first E. Second is the is 变异 in Chinese word. 变异 English is variability. So something in the change, right? So the use of the substance, the everything in the universe is continue changing. Yeah, continue changing. By comprehending this one, may realize the importance of the flexibility in the life, and may those the cultivate and the probably attitude for dealing with the multiplicity of device situations. So those is the 变异, how those change, how things change. And the last one, so-called 不易, what it means is no change. Yeah, no change. So that is a persistency. Everything is persistent. So, and why everything in the universe seems to be changed, among the change and ties, there is persistence and principles and central and the rules which does not vary with the space and the time. So that's what and I Ching about. So now, and who is developer and those I Ching? There's 3 people, 3 great giant the men. So first is this one and called and the giant and and the Fu Xi, and he is living about and 3,500 BC. That's a long time ago. Really long time ago. In his time, still no character, no Chinese character. About 1,000 years later, then Chinese character come out. But he got some kind of ideas then created. We see later and those things. Then, and in that time, and everything is not systematically, it's a piece by piece. So then until about 2,000 years later, so Zhou Wenwang, this is the son of the Zhou Wenwang, and he actually get captured by and put in the jail. So in the jail, there's nothing to do. So what they can do is read those things created by Fu Yi and to systematically study on that. In the jail, about a year, then created the complete those and we talk about later. There's 八卦 and 周易八卦. That is from him. So then another 500 years later, yeah, the Greek, the man, and this is the name from this institute, right? The Confucius Institute. He read that and so surprised, and we have so wonderful theory, the philosophy, and he studied that and a long time and talked with the students and then write and the 十义, that is the 10 ways to give complete explanation what's about those teaching. So that's is really a good work and to concentrate and to give and comprehensive explanation of the 周易 which developed by the Fuxi. So that's take a long time. But later on, certainly, and there have a lot of scientists and philosophers and all, and based on that, and develop the theory about that. So that's what, and we can look at it here. So, first stage is the Fuxi, and the Fuxi, and he invented not only this, he actually invented such kind of fishing, cooking, and those important trigram, so-called 八卦, yeah, 八卦. So we can talk later on what is 八卦is, and later on, and it really developed the Yi. So this was original symbol and of 8 and primarily constituted and from heaven, earth, sun, wind, fire, water, wood, and mountain. So we will talk about why they use this 8 and 6 to present the Yi. So about 2,000 years later, so as we mentioned about in the Xia dynasty, and the the tribe. This is the trigram. The trigram of Fuxi was combining with the 64 hexagram. That's 64. The 8 times 8 is the 64. So then, and brief this Texas explanation aided, then this become one of the first book. So on the first book, so this book is called 年山. Yeah, 年山. What that means is the manifestation of the change in the mountain. That's meaning about that. Okay. Then these things will be right on this and the oracle. Yeah, we already know this oracle and discovered in China, the Yiqu place. They have a lot of oracle and write the words on that. So that words, part of them still used today. Yeah, what we talk about like water, like a sun, like a moon, such simple words still used today. That's almost 3,000-4,000 years ago. So, okay, the last people who did and really great work, as we mentioned, is Confucius. Yeah, it's called and Confucius. Okay, he said and that if he had 50 years to spare, he would devote them to the Yi Ching. And because he read the Yi Ching and so surprised on that. And before 48 years old, and he actually not read the book about Yi Ching. So then somebody got to complete the book and read that and find out this is so great. Then he write the comments on this classic book, and this comments are called 10 wing. In Chinese is 十义. Yi is the wing. Yeah. So that's something to wing about. And transfer it into the philosophy and the masterpiece. So, and in this form, the Yi Ching is spread in the later, and later on, those Yi Ching actually make a big influence for the Taoism and through the Zhuangzi and the Laozi. Yeah, those two people, and also the many other philosophers and scientists. Yeah, and this certainly make a lot of influence and to the Chinese culture and the Chinese medicine, and also the Chinese feng shui. So we were talking about later on the feng shui about this. Okay, how there are some kind of story here, and you know, Fuxi was standing on the bank of the Yellow River. So then there is a total, and just appear out on the back of the total. You have some kind of points like this, yeah, pointing like this. So you can see here the speakers and called 洛书, yeah, 洛书. So and this is a magic square. So you can see here this is 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9. Then you have a 2, 4, and 6, 8, right? So let us to look at and what it means about this number. So certainly in his time there's still no this number, but the people just use kind of a rope and make the note in there. So then you can have this kind of points and listen that. So you can count all this and circles in the note above. So now we can transfer to this. Okay, you can see here you have a 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, then 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay, this is magic. Why? Because if you add every connected those numbers, all 15, right? Doesn't matter where you come, it's all connected. Yeah, those numbers, 3 numbers, are all 15. So this is so long time already discovered. So this later on, and so-called magic and the square, and the mathematician, and to discover in the European, almost 1,000 years later. Yeah, later. Certainly they had a more advantage about that. This is the people who did that in the 1460. So then discovered those magic and then the theory about that. If you look nowadays, so you have the numbers and the 3, then you have a magic sums and the 15, 4, and there's 5, 65, and so on. And you can go on. Nowadays with the computer help, you can actually go to about and several 10,000 numbers you can get that. That's really huge. Yeah, really huge. So this is and use the mathematics and the equations. You can easily find out here. Yeah. So the start point is the number 3, the 3 numbers, and with the magic sum from that is about the 5,000 years ago. Yeah. So, yeah. Okay. Besides that, you also find out there is and so-called He Tu, and also appeared on that. So this is just the linear, that each of the node and this kind of a string. Then you can look at it. You can look. This is a 1, 3, 5, and the 7, 9, and the 2, and the 4. This just goes through about that. So this is almost and 7. And if you look at it, so that's 1, 3, 7, 9, 2, 4, 6, 8. Yeah, in the middle is 5. So the middle 5 actually is, if you add these together and these together, all 20s. Yeah, all 20. So this and 10 and 20, 21. That's all. The 20 is, So discarding the 5 and the 10, both and odd on even set up and add to the 20. So this is another and the magic and the number we find out. Okay, now we're very simple and element, and Lucy discovered about that, namely yin and yang. Yeah, yin and yang. So, he said everything starts from one original point, not called the taiji, just one. Yeah, just one. Everything is started from that. So the one taiji can split become into two elements. So that is the yin and the yang. Yin is for and soft and female and so on. We can talk about later. The yang certainly and for male and so on. So everything from here. After this, everything else is come from these two yin and yang, the combination of that. Yeah, combination of that. Then you produce, this is called 两仪, only two elements. So then you have a 四象, then you have a 4 elements. So then you got three the lines that you have 8 八卦. Thus you have 8 of that. What's the meaning of this? So we're going to talk about that. But if you look at the mathematical explanation nowadays, then you can look at it. Taiji is start from 2 power 0. That's the 1, right? This is 2, 1 is a 2. That's the yin yang. This is 2 power 2. That is the 4 image. That is the 四象. So then you have power again and again. Yeah, again. Then you get more. So this is the fundamental mathematical theory for nowadays. We know the computer. Every computer, everything is based on this. Yeah. So in this time, you already and find out that is the theory in there. Okay. So now what is the taiji about? So here is the taiji, and he made those taiji, so-called universe of opposite. So you have one circle to cover everything in the universe. But inside, you have one dark area, one white area. In the dark area, you have a white point in it. In the white area, you have the dark point in there. So what that means is those universe and includes everything. So you have two things. They are opposite each other, but it's not completely opposite each other. The white has the dark, and dark has white. So, and that's it. So this is find such kind of and dynamic. So you can, if you look at this picture, you already and feel it moves, right? Move, right? It moves. So that's a dynamic, but they are balanced. So that's the reason in China and here in the computers and teach you the taiji, right? Yeah, move. So this is the movement and also an energy inside there. So now what is the yin about? Yin is the female, the passive, darkness, cold, weak. Everything seems like negative sides. Yeah, I call it yin. So until and in the soft, small, even number, odd and even number, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and so on, and they are all yin. But the yin side have and yang. Okay, the yang is certainly and male and active, light, and then the opposite from that. So even numbers, the heart, the sun, larger than numbers is 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. This is called yang. Yeah. So all those things then included in this taiji. Yeah, in the taiji. So now at a certain time, so those yin and yang will be split. Yeah, in the taiji will be split, become and two elements. That's what we're going to talk about. Before talking is that, actually, those inside you have a 2, but this is 1 is 2, 2 is 1. This is very important philosophy and in this theory. So you cannot split that completely. They always have the link each other. Link each other. So in the physics, we already know. So we have a positive and the negative and the electrons. Those electrons, and when they meet each other, you have the annihilation happen. So you also have the positive and the negative and charges. Those charges can be together and have annihilation and happen. Then black holes. We already know there is a big discovery and this year, right? By the two and the black holes merging each other, right? So that's number one. Of course, then you have a male, female, they marry each other. But now it's certainly there something, the male, female, they marry each other. So that is our case, and the universal law about that. So in this case, we say yin is yang, yang is yin, yin includes yang, and yang includes yin. You look at the nature picture is here, right? So this is the daytime, you have a daytime there, and this is dark there. In the dark, you always have a moon have an energy, so energy there. So this is such kind of yang. So okay, now very interesting, and believe it or not. So this is Fuxi's hometown in Shanxi province. So if you take a picture from top, and you see this here, that is Taiji picture from his hometown.
What is the picture?
This is taken from the airplane.
When?
Oh, this is a long time ago.
Oh.
Yeah, long time ago. Long time. Now, nowadays China and built too much buildings and destroyed a lot of the older. This is a long time. I think it's about I cannot remember. This probably take up in the 60s, something like that. Yeah. Okay. Now, let us look at what's the yin yang and the standard form. Yeah. So we all know now. So we have this DNA structure, right? So the DNA structure, you have the two strings. So this is present the yang, this present yin, right? So actually, the Chinese, the Asian Chinese already understand those structures. This structure is in your body, in everyone in there. So look at the body here. Okay. What's the yin? What's the yang? Yin means soft, weak, right? Yang is hard, strong. If your body look at that, here is soft, right? Back is hard. So this is yin, that is yang. So then you twist it. If you look at your leg, so this side is hard, right? That side is soft. So this is twisted, the one twisted. So then you because your weight here can move around, move around. And if you look at your head, this side is hard, that side is soft. But you may say, no, this is hard, this is soft, because you have a nose, and that's not true. So if you look at your boxing, right? So the boxing can punch in the front, but not here. So this is much harder than that. So then you switch and again. So hard here, yang is here, and yin is here. So this is exactly the DNA structure. Now we know the DNA is a gene. Gene can bring the information from the generation to generation. This is the same thing. So if and you have a son, a daughter, take your gene. So their body should similar to you, right? For example, my daughter and similar height than that, and we have a little bit, longer in this side than the leg. So the leg is a little bit shorter, right? So her has the same structure like the many is like that. You already know. Oh, yes, wow, it looks really like you, right? So that's exactly, and those structures and the Chinese, the Persian Chinese already and realize what is because that is come from the yin yang, come from this yin yang theory. That's the yin yang from generation to generation that bring the information down, bring the information down. So that's what it, and you can look about it. And another sense is that the yin yang is not and separate. There's included, for example, so your hands is here, right? That is the stronger one, right? This is yang. Okay, they're all yin. Okay, so now if you look at here, you have a 1 and a 2. Now this 2 is what? Is a yin. So the yang include yin. So those all yin. Then you look at it as the 1 and 2 and the 3. This is 3 in the bones inside, right? With a lot of that. There's yin. That's yang. So this is the yin include yang, and this is the yang include yin. So, and if you count all your body, so if you now the modern day, if you count all this kind of things here around them, so it's you can find out, and that's exactly feeding on the yin yang and the serum. Okay, so this is certainly all the Chinese philosophy and related to modern theory, right? Modern theory, modern the yin theory. Okay, good. Then we're talking about the 四象, the 4 elements, right? The 4 elements is very, very, because in that time when the Fuxi lives, there's almost 5,000 years ago, and he doesn't know any modern language, modern the technique. So what he do is just use yin, yang and yin. There's 2, and they just kind of they're wrong. Okay, so now we can look at it. What's the means about that? So this one we call shao yang. That's the youngest yang. So that's present morning. So this is lao yang. That's the old yang. Old yang present and long. No. So there's a no. Then this is shao yin. The yang, the yang and yin. So this is and glowing. Then this is midnight. So then why they're doing this? Okay. So if you stand on the surface of the earth, you look at the morning sun rise. The sun comes to the top, the sun comes down, and the sun comes up. Down, right? So, okay. This present yang have a high energy. That is in close to you. If you stand here, morning, the sun goes up, but that's hot. But close to you, still cold, right? Still cold. So you see the sunrise. Okay. On the noon, by noon, everything's hot, right? So the 2 yang and 8 together. So that's hot, the hottest and the time by noon. Then when the sun goes up, goes down, so your earth here, what you stand is still hot, but this there is going down. There is already cold now. So this is called glowing. In Chinese, called 黄昏. Then when the sun completely down, everything is cold. So that is in the middle light. So this is the old yin, old yin. So this has the meaning about that. This is what we and observer, the nature and this phenomenon. But if you look at this is for one day, right? If you for a whole year, and this is spring with the spring, yeah, with the spring. Because spring you have an energy bring out from the sun and really active. Then summer, too hot, right? Too hot. Then you have autumn. Now we already know when people old, then you are already in the autumn, right? It's the autumn. So that's what it can say. Now winter, everybody are cold. Yeah, they're very cold. That's all they eat about. So then you can also have the human, right? Human and the human nature and the declining and section. This human is also the same, right? So you grow up, then you have the high energy point that about 30 years old. Then when you over the 50s, then you can decline a little bit, and then on and you die, right? So those things is the same. Yeah, it's the same. So now you can look at this, and in the Western country, so we have one good and the worst, so called as above, so below, right? As above, so below. And very interesting is, if you use the modern language to do that, that's the binary, so you can look at it. This is 1, 0, 1, 0, right? This is 1, 1. Now this is 0, 1. That is 0, 0. So exactly this can be used, the modern scientific words to describe that. But of course, and in the Fushi's time, there have no this number there, but the meaning is the same. Yeah. So that's the reason we are now those is really and present the modern and the scientific and theory. Okay. Now let's look at 八卦. Yeah, this is the 八卦. Okay, so we have the 8 combinations of 3 lines. Yeah, so each has 3 lines. So in the middle, we have Tai Chi, right? This is Tai Chi. Then you have those and 8 and the Gua and present here. So those something happened. Okay, yeah, now good. So now what is, you have all 3 yang line, so we call it heavy, because that is hot, full energy. Where it come from? Heavy, right? Heavy. So then opposite called Kun in Chinese. Kun. This is Qian, this is Kun. This is Earth, presented Earth. The Earth is cold, yeah, cold. Everything's in the cold. In that time, you don't know that the actually Earth, inside the Earth is pretty hot, but this in that time there's no way to do that. So that is, this is heavy Earth. So then you can look at here. That is the fire. Yeah, the fire. We're going to why they said about that. Why we in the design this is fire. So the fire opposite is what? Water. Yeah, we know that water. Water is like that. Actually, the Chinese and the character for water in the old Chinese is writing in this. So yeah. So you may teaching that, right? The water is this. Yeah. So then you can have that is the lake. Yeah, the lake. So this the lake produce good and the green and area. So above the lake you have a mountain. Yeah, you have a mountain there. So then you have the wind and the wood, and the opposite is thunder. Yeah, the thunder, because the thunder and can get that. So let's give you some kind of meaning. Why? Okay, so this is the 八卦. the Baba is the trigram. Is some kind of words that missing. Come back. Okay. So the Baba are put together in an octagonal shape to form the Chinese the compass. Right, compass. Source is placed in the top. The Chinese compass source in the top, and the north is bottom. Yeah, is compared to the map nowadays we use. Okay, so while the other and the direct subdirect is placed according around this and octave, and Li is the symbol of the sun, and the sun, wind, and wood is placed and towards to source. Okay, the can in the symbol from the water, and that is to the north. If you look here, yeah, bottom source. Those is yeah, those parts is to the north, the north. So that's what the meaning about that. Okay, so change. Oh, okay. Let me keep. So, what's the standard for the Fuxi Spa? Yeah, the trigram. So that is the order. This is the symbol. That's the direction. Now this is south. The south is east, and this northeast, and southwest, west, northwest. So this and here. So now, so this is a Qian, and Li, Chen, Sang, Kun, Tin, Kan. Now, so that is the Chinese words. Yeah, Chinese words. What's the meaning about that? So this meaning is that if you look at the nature object, this is present to having the mass and fire, the sun, wood, wind, the water, moon, and mountain, and earth. So now, and attributes. So actually, those 4 energies. So it's strong, and this pleasure, and kind of emotion, and the penetration, and the sound of wood, and penetrating danger, and so on. And that's for the attitude. So if you look at those and what is present for family relationship, of course, and the strongest must be your father, right? The father. So the father, the youngest daughter, the second daughter, old son, and the older daughter, and the second son, and so on and so on. Yeah. So that's in the family most important, and many things will be and could is by mother, right? Mother is the family important. So mother have, if the kids make some trouble, and father always want to keep the kids. Mother is okay, it's okay. So mother have a really huge yin characters and to hold everything in there. So that is the mother. So in animals, now you can horse powerful. In that time, horse is the most powerful stuff until you can see some kind of tigers. That's a different thing. So from the what the human can do is actually is the horse, not sheep. Yeah. So then those kind of a dragon, prawn, and pig, and dog, ox, and not the Chinese ox, and that's kind of a ox, and they're really moving slow and they're powerful, but not they're doing some work without saying any words, right? So those is really and the pure kind of a yin character. Yeah, characters. Yeah. So, okay, let us to look at it. Why he, this is let's quickly come back. Something. Yeah. Okay. Why he said, and those is can and that is wind. Okay, so you can see here, that is the 3 lines. Okay, if each line is a yang, this must be heavy, because only heavy have so powerful. There's nothing else, because the sun is there. So then, below the heavy, something is moving, broken, moving. What is that? That is the wind. So you can see here in the sky, and then they have some in the wind in there, moving on there. That is wind. Yeah, that's the symbol. So then something between the heaven and the earth, in the between there are moon. What that? If you look, the fire actually is not moon, and you come there, it's just moving between. Yeah, that's the fire. That's the symbol for the fire. Okay, then something moved about earth, about and heaven. What is that? Here we cannot see it. The wind you can see. If there is a water, right? If there is a water, you can see the image on there, right? So that is something moving about the earth, about the heaven. So this is the Zhe. That is the lake. Yeah, that's the lake. You can see the image about that. That must be something. It's not like nowadays we have so many in the modern technology can detect that. In that time, and he find out this is, yeah. Okay, then of course, and this is the earth, yeah. All the in is the earth, because, and the only earth, so you have this crack, yeah, everywhere. Yeah, even the earth all have in crack in it. Yeah. So then earth is very, and everything comes, you know, here, if you have something on the top there that cannot go through, right, cannot go through. So always something blocked. But the earth, there's something that can really go through, and goes through, and absorb everything. Yeah. They have put the water in there, and the water going, yeah, going event, you know, that's it. Now, so, and is something and moved around and really shocked a lot. So that is Chinese called lei, that's thunder, because this is not like that. This move only one, but this is a lot, very strong. So the danger, the shock. So that is called thunder. Then water. Water is that you have some kind of strong mountain here, and then you got water over here, water over there. So that is called water. Yeah, water. So they have a kind of, you know, on the mountain, and then you have water like what we're looking now, and then you have a mountain there, both sides you have a river. Yeah, river. So that is what it come from. Then something, and you know, and you know, the earth here, something is really and goes up, and the earth holding on this and the young people. What is that is the mountain. Mountain is that he described on that. You know, that's must so powerful the earth to get those energy in the top. Yeah, in the top. So that must be the mountain. You can see it. Yeah, see it. So that's this is in his time. He gave this kind of explanation. What's the meaning about that? Sorry. Yeah. Wait, hello. Okay, thank you. Yeah. Okay, so this is the same meaning. Yeah, same meaning, and just this looks picture is a little bit better. Okay, then we're talking about the later, is by the Zhou Wenwang. And Wenwang is put in the jail for almost 2 years, and then he read a lot of things and think about, oh, those are so wonderful. Fuxi only developed Bagua. So Wenwang actually put the 6 lines together, right? 6 lines together. Then 8 on the top, 8 on the bottom. Yeah, this is up, and 3 line, 上八卦. Yeah. So this is the bottom. This is the lower triangle, so-called 下八卦. Then 8 by 8, so you can certainly have those 64 and different 八卦. Yeah, those is really complicated. Yeah, so that's the reason I have book. Yeah, book. And he wrote a lot. But in the Chinese, and you cannot, is one word, a lot of meaning in there. So actually, it's not so much. So nowadays, discovered and those Bob and the I Ching, and was written later on, and in the Song Dynasty, written on the bamboo chop on the top of that. So it's about 140 chops and the right hand. That's all. Yeah, that's all. Yeah.
Okay, and the fingers, numbers.
Oh, this is just the random again, the 1, 2. I will give you the explanation later. So what's the order of that? Okay. Yeah. So that is, and later on, people find out we can order the deals and like this. Okay. So first of things is here. So this is the one thing. Yeah, that is the Tai Chi, right? From the Tai Chi, you actually can split in the 64 and here. So then you can look at it, and that is started here. That is the Qian. That's number 1. Qian, Kun, Tun, Mong. Yeah, that's one going here, and going around and come back, and is 64. All you can and then make another arrangement. So actually, is the chain is on the top here. Then you can go around. Yeah, go around about this. So and that's what and later on the people and use the different the order of them and give a different meaning of that. So this is the theory for nowadays, and the people use in the feng shui. Yeah. So there are several universities. Actually, you can get a PhD and in feng shui scientists and in Hong Kong, in Singapore, and that's you can use, and they really know how to use that. So there's no time today I can tell so much about that. Okay. So now how you can do this? Okay, as we already said, in this hexagram, that's the 64. So you have 2 parts. One part is top one, another one is the down one. So, okay, the top one we call the guang, the 上卦, or out, up guang. This is a lower guang, called the 下卦. So then you have a line here, yeah. So 1, 3 here, and 3 here. So each of them, and you change about that. So what's the meaning about that is, and this is the top line, yeah. The top line. So this is 1, and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is yang. 1 is yang. Okay. Second certainly should be yin. So the 4 is also yin and yang. So in this case, you have each of them give the name called yao. Yeah, yao. So that's this word yao. So Then for 3 then you can divide it become and this upper pass or low pass. That's each pass including 3 lines. Or you can divide by and 3. So then top one that's called heavy, the 2 line. So middle one is a human, human. The bottom one is earth. So each of them have 2 lines. So actually, what you can do, the feng shui is doing how you can change those lines in terms of the characters of heaven, human, and earth. So to make and your home and living more comfortable, your life more peace, and so on. And that's all and relating to that. There's a lot of theory in there and how to do it. So, but as I mentioned this today, there's no time to do it. To do it. So in this case, you can play with all this. Each of those change. One line changed, then the meaning changed. Meaning changed, then those is related to your birthday, related to your the group environmental. So then all those information together. So if you go to some kind of fortune teller, so who is training in this area, and you tell when your birth, but not use the Western calendar. You must be use the Chinese calendar, because Chinese calendar is and created based on this theory, not West calendar. West calendar is not, so that's the data, and it's different, right? It's different. So, but it's very simple. You can go Google and you can find what the day you birth, what the time, not only day, what the time, and your birth, and in the Western calendar, and then you can find the same in the Chinese calendar. Then you tell them, and they were doing some kind of calculation, and some kind of and we call it low pan, and then they can look at it and then tell you what's your future, or sometimes it can tell you what's happened in your past. So that's this. Of course, in China, particularly in most time, and have a heavily create and to those kind of things, right? So you cannot do that anymore in China. It's forbidden. Forbidden. So that's in most time, but now is come back. So from my personal and point of view, and there is theory is scientific meaning in there, but of course those fortune teller sometimes tell you, and it's not truly is based on the scientific, and sometimes it's different, right? That's another story, because they want to make money. So that's a different thing. Different thing. Okay. So then, what they're used for this? And give you a little bit, and so the eating now is a tool. So this tool, and we already know this, use this as a symbol and the line on that, and the outline is the energy and the state, and for the heaven, and the middle line, so is energy state for the human, and the low line is energy and the state from earth. So that's the heaven, earth, and so this is certainly important. The two sides of this and the trigram will be divided in to create the histogram. So that's what it, and people now could be used a different way to make a change. So some use the coins. You have 3 coins. The 3 coins is present heaven, human, and earth. So then you use that, and you're just either in the bowl, and then you shake it and then look at, or just a table and around about that, and then you can look whether you're yin or the yang. Because coin always have a yin side or yang side. So then you can make such kind of a combination. Then I can tell you plus and your some information about your birthdays, about your maybe a little bit of family, whatever. So information, then I can tell about that. So this is now what I do. So why I said before is, for example, this is the 61 the 31st and this is up and this bottom. So and if you divide by that is the top for having, this is for human, that's that. So in this case, you can, this is human. Human have two young, and this create some kind of characters. Your human is really strong, and the person have real strong characters about that because you have 40 energy, right? For energy, and so that's just is a one and explanation. Too much about that. Okay, and some other things will be used as we already see, and those 八卦, there's many and in China used in the early days is for and the fortune teller. Yeah. So the many king when there goes to, for example, for war, for some kind of the big events, yeah. Then what I need, then I always ask this fortune teller to come use the 八卦, the tell whether it's a good day to go out to fight for the war or for the event about that. So that's what they're used. Nowadays, in Chinese, we have a lot of record, the books, some kind of the big and kind of event and things, and actually use this to do that. Okay, another thing is, as I mentioned, that is for feng shui. Yeah, for feng shui. Feng shui is really important things in China, in the early China, because every family have such kind of events. For example, marriage, right? Important. So if my and 八卦 and your 八卦 just cannot match each other, or that is kind of a strong opposite that, and they will tell you cannot marry each other, right? So that's then you need to tell about that. Okay, and then if you build the house, so you have to and ask this kind of feng shui and expert to look at structures, look at surroundings, and whether your house and in here is good or not. What's about the feng shui and which direction your door should be, and there are in principle, general principle, your main door should be go into the source direction. So that's where in China this is you get the most energy, and in the later on or the earlier you not have so much influence about it, but you got because the sun and the energy, the highest energy and in the point by noon actually is the source direction, right? So, but if you look at it, there are many famous buildings in China, and they're not exactly in the source. They're shifted a little bit of degree, about 10 or 20 degree a little bit, because this feng shui and an expert tell the king. So you have to. There is something exactly in front of the there. You need to avoid that. You need to make a shift. There are several very famous buildings in China, and they did another way. Yeah, temples, something big temples about that. So those is and used a lot. So now I'm going to tell you the one and thing. As we already know, and those is heaven, human, and the earth. So this is 3 lines. So, okay. And this is the Qing dynasty. Yeah, and the Qing, and the unified all the China. He's become the first king in China. So then, he certainly used a lot of things to control, and we're not talking about that. So then, okay, so this is what I want to see. Is want to show you is that before the king of Qin Shi Huang, there are China already and created a lot of the characters. Nowadays we still use that. So this is the oracle, and you have these words in there, and some of them and you cannot read today, but most of them and you still use them today. Okay, for example, now we have the sun, right? This is moon. This is water, right? So that's and nowadays it's still very similar to this. Yeah. So okay, now is a question is that and okay, that's, something happened. I don't know, but anyhow. So when the Qing dynasty in this king you said, then you need to say how can write one word present mind and position, right? So you got the Qing, and this the heavy is highest. Four of the energy. Nothing is all 3 and the lines, right? Okay, but that is the heaven. It's not me, right? Not me. So and this is heaven. This is human, and this is earth. So what my role is, I present the heaven, human, and earth. I let them and all connected. So I'm the person who can do that, right? So this is called Wang. Yeah, the Wang presents the king. Yeah, the king. So then somehow, okay. So he said, then what I need is I'm the person who can connect it and the heaven and human and earth. That must be in one line to connect all together. Okay, then the problem is you still a king, right? You cannot over the heaven. Now how you can call the heaven? Then that is, he pointed out, if this is me, something above that should be at one point behind me, up and me. That is true. That is the God, right? The God. So and in the family, although mother is the earth, but the mother always is this is my God. Yeah, and family, right? So in this kind of a politic, this and up top on here, and one point there, that is called and the truth. That is the heaven, yeah, the heaven. So because you cannot once you have one line connected this is not in the heaven, the human, and the earth anymore, right? So then, okay, we know that in China, and we have the J culture. So every Chinese like that, right? So I have one too here, right? So and because this is in the long time ago, the Chinese already in those kind of stone can bring you lucky and also bring you peace, because those is really mild and transparent and really good. So then the king of that also like that. So then he let us know how we can give the name of those things. They call the yu. Yeah, what the yu is the 1 point here. Yeah, give it 1 point here. So that is the yu, the jet. Yeah, the jet. So because and he liked that. Yeah, he liked that. And all the Chinese, the oldest the Chinese and the cultural is building on this yu. So we have yu cong, yu pan, and a lot, yeah, a lot about that. So that is the one, so they connected all together. Okay, how much time I still have?
You want to do questions at the end? Maybe 5 or 10 minutes.
Okay, then just one more thing, and I will tell. So, and this is about the Chinese medicine. So the Chinese medicine, China is based on that. So certainly I cannot go too deep because too much, right? Too much right now. But I need it. At least, if you go to Chinese and medical school, you need to take 7, 8 years to study on that. So here, so what is that? So actually, and this is the Tai Chi. Actually, Tai Chi means, as we already said, so that is the 5 elements inside there. Namely, you have an energy, then you have a change, then you have a balance. Not only the change, you have a balance. Then, important the Chinese is look at that is how the balance and the change is harmony. Yeah, that is the peace. Harmony is important. The goal to look at it. Yeah, to look at to search that. Then what's is the and kind of a relationship between those and the things. So now how you can get these and together? So actually you have in the universe. So the energy, how the energy change. So actually the energy can be in the rising, then the falling, and it could be in the expanding. Yeah, like a big bang and explosion, something like that. Then it could be in the contracting. So exploding and contracting, and then rotating. Yeah, rotation. So those is and inside those Tai Chi. So then how we can use the elements to do that? Yeah. So that's what and later on the people find out we actually can use so-called 5 elements of the nature. Use the 5 elements to present all those and relationships. Yeah, relation, rising, falling, and changing, and rotation, everything. So what is that? So that is actually and fire, earth, metal, water, and wood. So, okay, if you along with this line, that is the productive circle. Actually, is fire can create earth. It's after fire, and you got a lot of earth and that. So earth can create metal, right? Metal in Chinese is not use the metal. Actually, many use the CHING. Yeah, the gold. Yeah, the gold. The earth part is the gold, right? The gold, when there's and the metal melted also on, and then it can produce the water. So water is the source to grow the wood. So wood is the source for the fire. So this is productive. Yeah, productive. So that is the circle. So that's the circle. That's also, and this is not an opposite. Yeah, opposite. So there's a one and for another, right? For another. But if you look at another, is a destructive. So what happened? Now that's the direction that happened. Destructive. So, okay. Fire, metal, they cannot meet each other because the fire can melt it, right? Okay. So So, and earth, water, and you cannot use the, two, we call it two, and this is the three. And the water, earth, and then they cannot use it. It just, it doesn't, yeah. Then, this is water, fire, and that's, you cannot, So this all and the opposite, opposite about that. So now, the Chinese medicine is that, because in the Chinese medicine, we use this kind of vegetable and plant and some of the root of the plant and so on. So all nature, in the early days, all nature. There is no chemistry and produce some kind of that. So this all come from even metal. All of the metals now is important and the elements for the Chinese medicine. So this is the basic theory. Okay, for example, you got a cold. So because your temperature is got a cold, right? So then you need some kind of energy, temperature, and then you need some, and that kind of medicine. The medicine is hot, it's a fire, right? The fire. So then can bring your energy back, bend it back. So this is to try to balance you, Okay, so such things is needed. So all the Chinese medicine is based on these 5 elements theory. Of course, and this is the rule. This is simple. And later on, so you need to find out all kind of. For example, you have one plant, so you need to distinguish whether this plant is hot or is cold, right? And even as hot, sometimes some situations they become cold, or mild. So between the cold and that. So you need to study on this. There's a lot of things you need to study about that. Okay, so the concept, this is made of a concept. So that is, first we already know this is qi. Chinese and medicine and the Chinese kung fu, so always about the qi. Qi is the energy. So that qi can be running in your body everywhere. Everywhere. So, but it's not like what you have this kind of nervous here or there, and you cannot take the body and kind of I find the qi here, I find the qi there. So, but it's not. But in this and Chinese area, so this qi is life force, is the life energy. So the life energy can be practiced to build up, or can be destroyed, can be destroyed. So that is important. And then also we have this yin yang, the yin yang, and there's an opposite, but there and work together. So then make it harmonic and relationship about that. So. We already saw this, the yin is positive and the yang should be in the active, and that's the reason. And you have a marriage about that and the harmonic, and also it's a Dao. Now, Dao is another and important theory later on and developed by Daoism, and particularly by Lao Tzu, Lao Tzu. So the Dao, it says, is the way for nature, for nature. So that's is how you can build about that, and so now we are in Tian Di, and then human. So practice this is those are kind of a concept is more for the feng shui, for medicine. Okay. So I think I'm just quickly and tell the time is now. And modern science, particularly in the physics, that's why what I'm interested and I'll use a lot and in this kind of I Ching in there. For example, and here the quantum physics, right? So the too much here is another, and talking about the time, position, how the I Ching related to quantum physics. And not only that, you have also some kind of a quantum and the shooting cats. Yeah, how the shooting cats relate to the I Ching, that kind of time and space and the concept and about this. So about that, then so-called we already see it before. So-called three principle. So the basic concept of I Ching is consistent to be and the theory of the yeah, those kind of San Qing Yang Jing, I Ching, all the theory of the yin yang and the five elements. So those actually and you can apply for the modern and since and for example and having the earth, so-called three principle, having and human and the earth. So that you can actually and for such kind of physics and physics concept or mathematical concept. For example, you have a solid, a liquid, gas, the three phase, right? You have a father, child, mother, the father, son, and the spirit. Yeah, those are also three. Also, you have the animal, plant, and the yin animals. So X, Y, Z, we already know about X, Y, Z, right? So you have this such a kind of quantum and physics in there, or the elements in physics in there. Not only that, and I've listed the physics application of quantum a lot of things. So to do that, you need at least to study 2 or 3 years of physics about that. Okay, so good. So I just point out until and so far what we talk about all those I Ching is in one dimensional or two dimensional. On the paper, right now. This is the first time and find out in China and that's so-called 6-hole ceramic bowl. This is actually and the yin-yang theory in 3-dimensional. Yeah, 3-dimensional. So that is and Qian Zheng Kun Kan. This is yang. That is the yin. Yeah, the yin. So this brings the theory and of the 3-dimensional. And use this theory, I don't have the time that, and one scientist actually and use that kind of 3-dimensionalness and figure out the Big Bang theory. Yeah, Big Bang theory. Can use the early 5,000 years old and those kind of yin-yang theory to present how the Big Bang, how the universe created from and the middle of the Qin, that's Taiji, and then go out and explosion about that. So this just to give you a little bit the information. So this is just happened about 10 years ago, and find out this ball. Then scientists, based on those kind of the lines, and figure out and the theory of this one. Okay, good. And conclusion, yeah. So that's due to the time, and I just and introduce very basic and the old Chinese book, philosophy and the scientific book, as many bring the concept. What is the Tai Chi? What is the Yin Yang? What is the four the four elements, 四象, and then the Bagua, and a little bit about the 64 and the ground. So this has the ground because there's too much, right? Too much about that. So this is best. Then and related those to modern scientific and concepts. Okay. Thank you very much. Yeah.
We probably have time just for a couple of questions, maybe one or two, and then I know we're getting close on time, so. Does anyone have a question at this time?
Yes.
You put it as 31, right? It was two lines.
Okay.
2, 1, 2, 2. That's
Yeah.
good. What about the opposite? How do you write the?
13.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah,
So
I can
31.
tell you. Okay, let me see. Oh, I didn't. Okay. That's the picture he showed me. Pretty much need it right now.
That's what you can talk. You also just. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Thank you very much.
Okay, should be. Yeah, you can look at the number here. So this started from 1 and 13 is this one. But it's not clear, right? So the 13, you read, can you read in Chinese?
Yes.
That is a 4. Yeah, the 13 actually is massive. That's not okay. Yeah, so, okay. Yeah.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you.
As you heard, I'm a medical doctor.
So, I know it was kind of hard to understand what he was saying, but at least get the graphs because I'm going to be talking about all that type of stuff and try to explain some of the things he explained. And, if you can't understand what he's saying, read the, what you call that, the words under there. Sometimes that messes up too, but that's as good as I can do right now. So, I'm out. Peace.